Welcome to the Up Podcast, raw real talk on everything young parenting.
From self-care, co-parenting, and family planning to balancing school, work, relationships, and goals.
Together, we're challenging society's assumptions and building a safe and supportive community for young parents.
One honest conversation at a time. So join us on the journey.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Yup Podcast. Today we're going over all of the things. We are talking about preparing and attempting to get into the holiday spirit. So with a little focus on healthy relationship with your finances, knowing how to stretch your money out beyond just the holidays throughout the school year. I'm already overwhelmed. All of the things. So let's get into it. But as always, it's Divine.
And it's Brandy. And we have Justice back again. Surprise, surprise.
Hi.
So today we're going to just be talking about money. I think money makes me cringe every time we talk about money. Anytime I think about money, because it's like, ooh, do you have enough money? Do you not have enough money? How are you getting money? All the things. But we're going to keep it really light today and just kind of give some tips and tricks that we do to cut costs around the holidays, around non-holidays, how we save money or don't save money, how we, things like that. So hopefully you all can join the conversation. You all can add to the conversation, comment, all the things. What are y'all doing to cut costs? So I guess we can get started. And just talk about like what it feels like to even be in the holiday season. I feel like every time the holidays come around, it gets really stressful because it's like this expectation that all these people need gifts. It's not just my kid. It's like my parents and my siblings and my aunts and my granny and my this and that. And it's just so many people. And so what do y'all feel like? Do you feel pressure? Do you not feel pressure? What does it look like to have like a perfect holiday or a good holiday for your family?
I feel a lot of pressure around the holidays, especially like you said, trying to figure out who's getting what, who you're buying for. And then also too, like that awkwardness of like if someone buys you a gift, but you didn't know that they were gonna get you a gift, do you get them a gift? If it wasn't like so factoring all of that in, personally, my family and I have kind of tried to find a solution to that. So we started doing Secret Santa a few years ago. So there are 6 people in my family, just for context. And before, everyone would just buy for everyone. So it was very costly. And then after the birth of my daughter, I was like, I can't pay for everybody. Like, I cannot get everybody a gift. So I suggested the idea of Secret Santa. We use an app and everything. You get like randomly selected and assigned to someone. You can put up links and like specific gifts that you want, and then that person can purchase off of your list. That to me has really helped me with extended family because I'm only responsible for buying a gift for one person, and we don't have like a price limit, but typically we'll grab like 1 or 2 things off of that list. I like to coupon. So last year I was able to coupon my mom's entire Secret Santa list because I had her. So I think Secret Santa, if you have a lot of people that you're buying for, consider doing Secret Santa just to take the pressure off of having to buy so many gifts for so many people. You can just focus on one person, and then with that person, you can kind of tailor what your budget is for them. So that's how I've gotten ahead of it. It's still a little bit of a pressure for like my kid and significant others, stuff like that. But for family, that's the solution that I've come up with.
Wait, but okay, I have 2 questions. So
Yes.
1, does Legacy have a person? And 2, what do you do with your parents? Because when we do Secret Santa, then Lyric also has a person, which means I'm buying for that person because she doesn't have her own money. And then I still feel pressure to like get for my mom on top of my Secret Santa. So how do you do that? Do you?
So we do not include the babies in the Secret Santa. So it's Legacy, and then my nephew is 9 months behind Legacy. So they're not far apart in age. We don't include them in Secret Santa. It's just adults. I think last year we did significant others. So like my sister-in-law, brother-in-law were Secret Santa. But other than adults, we don't include the kids because again, it would be a situation like I'm buying Legacy a gift to give to my mom, so I would be buying for two different people. Um, which that has kind of become annoying too though. I tried to create a list for Legacy because the gifts can get out of hand, and I think it would be a lot more helpful if I had a list for her that people could follow. I don't know if they would follow it anyway. But for the kids, it kind of gets crazy. So, but yes, to answer your question, we don't put the kids on the Secret Santa. I think it's kind of pointless to include kids if they're not of like working age. Because if they don't got money, you're gonna be buying two gifts, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think
Not
that's
fair.
fair. Yeah, yeah. That was a good question though.
I love that. I think the fact that you can have like an app involved and you can kind of like have like own little like registry, that's so neat because I've been in Secret Santas that I've received absolutely
Yeah,
nothing that I wanted.
yeah,
But that's so neat. But I feel like all those feelings are super real and super universal as far as just having that natural pressure, whether it be mainly for your kids or for extended family. I feel like for me, my daughter's birthday is like less than a month off of away from Christmas. So it's like more stressful, but like a little bit of relief because I can kind of split those gifts up, or like if I
mhm,
didn't get everything that I wanted now, I can have a little bit of time to make the way. But double back to back shopping is, oh my gosh.
mhm,
But I definitely feel that. I don't have much of an extended family that I shop for, maybe like 3 or 4 people. But it's hard, especially because like I'm the baby of the family. So it's just
mhm.
like, thank you for your
Right.
gift. And I'm here for
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
um especially like it's hard to get people gifts too when like not that they're not appreciative, but I'm not gonna put well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put my dad on the spot. Getting him gifts is the worst. Like
yeah,
he doesn't ever like use anything, and he'll be the last one to open the gift. And I'm like, you know what? I could have saved that. I could have
yep,
saved that, put it in my pocket. So
yep,
like, I feel like certain people I've had to just sacrifice that pressure of just saying no. And like, we're here in spirit. I might get you like a small little gift card to your favorite restaurant or something like that. I think gift cards are also like an easy way out of things,
yeah,
because it has a set limit, and you can either do Visa or something like a store that you know that person really likes. And also for people gifting kids things, if you don't know what their kids likes, we love the cash. We love the gift card.
yes.
That we can actually be in control of like our wants and needs. But yeah,
Right.
that's kind of my feelings about that. Is there anything that you guys had to like say no to or like stop doing to kind of protect your peace and your wallet?
Yeah, I was just about to touch on that. I feel like it is so helpful to just have like boundaries. I
Yeah.
made it a point when I was pregnant with my daughter, I made it a point to like let people know holidays, birthdays, they're not worth me going like putting myself into debt for. They're just
Yeah.
not. I know other people feel differently. Like growing up, my parents, I mean, we weren't a struggling family, but we, you know, were had moments where we struggled, but we always had what we wanted. We always got what we wanted for Christmas, and sometimes it came at the expense of like something not being paid on time and something not being
Right.
paid at all. And like to me, that's not what I want. Like that's not like I rather the internet be on than a Christmas, two extra Christmas presents under the tree. Those are just my priorities. And not to say that anyone who thinks differently has their priority, because you learn to prioritize what's important to your family and you figure out what makes it for your family. So what makes sense for my family is holidays and birthdays and things that come once a year are not worth, messing myself up all year.
Yeah.
So I've really tried to hold that boundary with myself, but also communicate that with my parents and my family. Like, I'm not going into debt for your gift. So if
Yeah.
you put a Christmas gift on your Secret Santa list that's way above what I can afford, you're gonna run the risk of getting something that you don't want because I'm not putting myself into a hole for one day out of the year. So yeah, I think it's just really important to be aware of what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with, and if it involves other people, communicating that with people so that they're not disappointed, or they're, so, or they can adjust their expectations and also their plans as well, because some people are very much like, if you give me a $10 gift, I'm gonna get you a $10 gift, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's really just important to know your limits and to know what's important to you or not.
Yeah. I agree. And one thing that you said, two things actually, boundaries, and then also kind of like setting expectations. This happened to me some months ago or whatever, where, somebody had some feelings about the gift that they got, right? Whatever. We won't even get, that's a story time for another day. But the boundary that I had to set was, you need to stay out of my pocket, because like you were saying, every family is different. So for me, I don't have abundance of money, but I value taking my child to Disneyland. I
Mm-hmm.
value taking my child X, Y, and Z. I value her being able to get everything off of her school supply list, whatever it is.
Right.
Like, those are things that I value, even if that does put me in a tough place on the things that I need to take care of, because I'm kind of like, YOLO,
Right.
like,
Mm-hmm.
she's only young once, and so in a
Right.
few years I won't have to do these things, and so
Mm-hmm.
I value that. But I think that sometimes what happens is that family or friends or whoever see that. They
See that.
see me taking her on trips. They see me throwing these extravagant birthday parties, which they don't understand that I was literally up crying the night before, hand making things out of paper, right? Like, you just see this big product, but you don't see how I was able to like cut corners.
Yeah.
Um, and then have an expectation on what I should then give to them. And so one thing that I had to set a boundary with family about was, my only responsibility is my child. She has one childhood. My responsibility is to her and pouring into her.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is second base from that, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
not that I don't love you or that I don't care about you, that I don't value you, but I'm not going to take from her to give to
Right.
anybody else. And that may be wrong, but it is what it is. I'm like, we're all adults, and
Mm-hmm.
so we can all get our own things. And so I think setting boundaries is really important, and setting the precedent that, here's what it's going to be. If you want to gift me something, gifting should always be from the heart, in my opinion. It should never be with the expectation of something else. So if you're
Right.
not getting something to your standard, just don't get me anything at all. Like, I
Yeah.
actually don't care either way if I get something or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because my priority is going to be Lyric first, and then everyone else after that. And I think, again, people have feelings about that. I know my parents have feelings about that, whatever. But I'm like, same thing. I see stuff sitting in your, sitting, in the closet for years and years and years. So I'd rather give you an experience. I'd rather us go to dinner together, or us go do something, versus me just get something just to get it. And then I feel stretched, when,
Mm-hmm.
again, I had a really good childhood. My mom was 15, so she definitely didn't have it all. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
ever remember something not getting off of my list, right?
Right.
That's my priority.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, you mentioned cutting corners. I would like to hear about that and kind of let everyone know what we're doing to cut corners and stretch out our dollars, because we definitely, I mean, I can speak for myself. I definitely don't have it all together. I be looking at all my bank statements stressed out, like, ooh, these bills is this month I can't do the things that I did last month. Or like, what are some of the things you guys are doing to stretch your I know I follow Justice all the time. I'm one thing about Justice, she does not give me. Hold on, send me that. Send me that
Right.
quote.
No, when it comes to a coupon, I'm gonna have it. Like, when it
Okay.
comes to a coupon, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna look for it. That's one of, I would say, couponing and thrifting are two of the biggest ways that I cut costs for myself. I mean, in general, I was just having this conversation with my boyfriend. Like, I don't clothes shop for myself regularly, like, unless I really, really, really need something. Especially right now, like, we're currently saving to like move, and there's different things that we're trying, like, saving towards. So right now I'm like, I don't really need to go to Target and buy myself like a new wardrobe. I'll just go to the thrift store and get a few t-shirts. And like a lot of people don't like wearing used clothes. I completely get it. I used to be there. I used to be there. But for me, it just makes sense. It's like I don't mind. I'm at a place that I don't mind. I really do enjoy thrifting. And it cuts a really big cost for me. Like Legacy needed some bigger pajama sets. Went right to the thrift store and bought her probably 10 pairs of pajama sets for the price of what I would have paid for like 3 brand new pajama sets at Target or Walmart. So like to me that is a really simple way that I could just cut excessive cost in my life. And then with couponing, like Divine said, like I'm always posting deals. I'm always posting things that I see out. I like I'll go to the store when I know I need something or even when I don't, which is a bad habit. But I'll shop clearance. I like the first place I'm looking is clearance. I don't even look on I don't look at regular rags. So I'm always shopping clearance. I'm always shopping sales. I do a lot of couponing on Amazon. Amazon almost always has some type of deal or coupon that you can use. Like I try to avoid paying full price on Amazon when I can. So those are two really easy ways that I feel like I've cut costs in my life. And then also like bartering or just borrowing stuff from people. So when Legacy was a lot younger, I was in a lot of mom Facebook pages, like buy, sell nothing pages. So you just post anything. You can post baby stuff, you can post household stuff, and you can't buy or sell anything. So everything has to be free or you could trade something. And when I wasn't working, that was a really big help to us because there were some simple things. Like I think one week, one of I'm trying to think of when she was little, she needed either like a sweater or a jacket. And I got it right from that page, and I didn't have to I didn't have to pay anything, and it lasted her a while. And so, looking at how you can cut costs either by like couponing or thrifting, but also looking within your own community at the resources that might be available to you are also really helpful.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love thrifting, and I think it's also nice to point out for those who are like not familiar with thrifting, the prices are so discounted, and on top of that, most thrift stores have certain days of the week that they're
Yep.
even more discounted on top of the discount. So you could be walking out with all your items 50 cent, 25 cent, 99 cent,
Yes.
which were maybe only $6, $8, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the days I'll be in there. Okay. But
Yes.
like also with community resources, especially for like holiday times or like with the seasons changing, I'm always signing up for the programs. I think the UPS has a program, the Salvation Army, Top Boy, I
Mm-hmm.
can't think of the name, but it is on our website. All those different things, those add up for gifts under the tree. And it is such a relief if my budget is either smaller or now I can kind of really get her the things that I want because I already have a couple other little gifts sitting under there. That is so key. And especially like with the seasons changing, a lot of the times, like you mentioned, Justice, they're always announcing like, winter is coming. We have free winter coats. And
Yep.
sometimes that's brand new stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it may be used depending on like their availability, but a lot of the times they're giving out brand new back to school supplies, back to school clothes. There's always certain events. Unfortunately, sometimes you do have to look for them and find those communities, but once you're in there, the doors are open.
Yeah. A lot of churches also do like gift
Yeah.
drives and different things like that. It really is about, I mean, the hardest part of it, like, is looking for them,
Yeah.
looking for the resources, but they're definitely out there. I know at first I was like, I feel like there's nothing out there. Like I can't find anything. And then once I found one thing, I would find another and it would lead to another. And so it kind of just ripples into itself. But definitely look into what's available to you locally. And even nationally. I know a few places like diaper banks and a few places like that, like a diaper bank, food bank, they'll ship depending on where you are, and so it's worth looking for.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
mentioned food banks too. Sorry, food banks. A lot of times in the holidays too, they're providing you the
Yep.
whole man turkey. Which one you want?
Hmm. True. Yeah. But you also
Yep.
have to like get up because yes, even when you find the thing though, I'm sure that we've all felt having to go get some of these resources felt like we were not doing what we were supposed to be doing, not doing enough, or maybe we felt embarrassed, or maybe we felt whatever. And I think that's a big barrier to people,
Yeah.
right? Because
Mhm.
going to get something from a food bank or putting your child's name in on some list
Yeah.
for a gift drive, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to even make that. And so I think even realizing that these are things that we do, right? These
Yeah.
are things that um and do unashamedly, things that
Mhm.
if my child can get one extra thing off of her list or one extra whatever, I would absolutely do that. I always did that. Another thing on top of even getting goods from others is like learning a new craft. I know, Justice, you're always talking about hobbies and like just
Mhm.
finding things. And I didn't ever think that I was like a crafty person ever
Mhm.
until I had Lyric. And then I became a crafter. So it's like, okay,
Mhm.
now everybody, I have to get this Cricut or something, and I'll invest in this
Mhm.
one thing so that everybody gets personalized cups for everything,
Mhm.
right? Like everybody gets, so I do that for teachers because I definitely always want to like pour into the people that pour into my daughter. But I think that's another thing that maybe some people see it as, oh, but you're doing so much for the teachers, you're doing so much for your daughter. I'm like, that thing that I gave the teachers cost me $3. Right? Because if I got a dozen of something and then I made it myself, it costs me $3 versus $50 per teacher. Or I know we were talking about this earlier, but like even when we're like venturing out of the holidays, we're thinking about like birthday parties or other special events or whatever it is, like being able to make something, being able to have something that you can just DIY, even though it takes more time. I mean, I love it. I feel like DIY is on the rise right now. And I think
It
a
is.
lot of people are making their own decorations, they're making their own,
Mhm.
it's out of recycled material. Like I will go
Mhm.
down and find a box by the dumpster and cringe a little bit because I don't want like I want to make sure there's like no bugs got into it or something, but like shake it out and then cut it up and make it into something. Or I learned how to
Mhm.
make cookies a couple years ago, just like because now that's something that I can add to any party and I can also use it as another stream of income. But I think there are ways to do it even if you're feeling like I can't get over the hump of going to the place or I can't get over the hump of putting my name on this list. Like there are other ways that you can show up. Shoot, Divine, you talked about regifting artwork that your child brings
Oh
home.
yeah.
Family, you get a picture, you get a picture, you all get a picture.
Mhm.
You
Maybe
know,
Yep.
maybe I'll throw a little candy cane in there with it.
maybe from the
No,
dollar
but
store. Don't
yeah, I
Yep.
was just about
underestimate
to
the
say
dollar
that.
store.
Do not sleep on the dollar store, especially for things like teacher gifts or for
Yes.
other kids' birthdays. Now, I will say I am not condoning this $1 to now $1.50 to 3 to 10, but the things that are still $1.25, the things that are still $1.25, oh, I'm in there. Whether
Yeah.
it's Fabulosa, whether it's my daughter loves the silly string, and they also have like modeling clay, like name brand Play-Doh,
Mhm.
like
Yep,
things like that that kids love, the little
the
guitars.
supplies.
Now, you might want to throw them out in a couple months, but it'll do what it needs to do for when you
Mhm.
Let me
and
tell you,
yeah,
a really cute gift like that you could do is like they have really good glasses, really good mugs, things like
yeah,
that.
they
Yeah.
You can
do
get some Mod Podge from the dollar store,
fuzzy
throw
style.
some glitter on the cup, Mod Podge it, and you already have a new thing. Paint a wine
Yes.
glass,
My
like
my mom is I feel like that's where I get it from. Like my mom growing up was so resourceful and just so crafty in the things that she would do. And I always laugh at her because like she loves a good gift basket. Like anytime a
mhm,
gift basket needs to be put together, she will go all out. But when we were younger, we didn't have a lot of like disposable income. She still was making these gifts where I'm like, oh my God, like this is so nice. Like, this looks like you bought it like this. And a lot of times it was from the dollar store. Like, she would go, she would pick out a decent basket. She would like line it with a little tea cloth and get a cute mug. And like, it's all about presentation and matching things and like color coordinating. Like, you can really do so much. I
Yeah.
also think that it needs to be, and I feel like it is becoming normalized where like gifting handmade and homemade things is becoming like a thing again, and I really appreciate it because growing up, like that's what my mom did. We didn't have a lot of disposable income, but when holidays came around and she wanted to gift our teacher something or gift like coaches something, she would make cookies, she would make banana bread, zucchini bread, whatever she could, and like put a cute little bow, wrap it or something, and that would be like a holiday gift. I remember one year she made like roasted almonds or something, and we already had mason jars. She just filled the mason jars, put ribbon, and that was it. Like that was the gift, and people loved it. And so normalizing that too, like it doesn't have to be something you go out into the store and spend a bunch of money on it. And I'm the type of person, like if I know someone made it, it's like, oh my God, like you
Yeah.
spent time, you spent resources, like it's just so much more special personally to me to know that someone put so much effort into it, especially when it's homemade.
Yeah. I love that. And two, Brandy, you mentioned them cardboard boxes. Let me tell you, at any age, you get that cardboard box and a couple of markers, them
Yeah.
kids will
Mhm.
go bananas.
Yeah.
And I wanted to note too that the struggle is not a competition. It is real and it feels real for everyone, no matter what that struggle is. We mentioned like feeling ashamed of going in these kinds of stores or signing your kid's name up. I used to feel that way, thinking like, okay, well, someone might need it more than I do. But struggle is universal. No one, it's not a competition or a comparison.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
are deserving of every resource that is out there, no matter what stage that you're in life. So I
Mhm.
just wanted to note that. But like Justice said, every supply you need is at the dollar store, especially to them school projects. Let me tell you that craft aisle got everything you need: the poster boards, the markers, the pens, the
Mhm.
pencils, the sand, the rocks, everything.
Yep. Everything.
Everything. Which my plate, everything you can think of. You need a broom. Hey, you need a bucket. I have like really fancy plateware though. I'm not even gonna lie. I have this
No,
like
listen, their
that
drinkware is it's giving Target a little
It's
bit.
top tier.
It
is
is coming up.
amazing. And those
It
are
is,
Top tier.
$25. Get them while you can.
yeah. Yeah. I was there a few days ago and they had ribbed glasses. And I was like, oh, ribbed cups. This looks
Yeah.
like Target. Like this is fancy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really all about like what you pick out, how you style it, how you put it in your house, how you present it. I think I love the dollar store. I love the dollar store.
It's one of my
And when
favorite
I when I have a little extra money and I need a little serotonin boost, I go right to the dollar store. Cause I
Yeah.
go
And
ball
every
out.
season is there.
Dollar
You can get
General.
anything. Like
Yes.
greeting cards. I mean, greeting
Yes.
cards are so. Why are they $10
Expensive.
in the
Yeah.
Hello.
store? Like you
Insane.
Why?
can go. I mean,
Walmart
I
is
even
like
go to like Trader Joe's. I don't know if there's Trader Joe's everywhere. I know there's in a lot of states, but Trader Joe's has like really cheap, like $1 to $2
Mhm.
cards, and they're super cute. And I just feel like people don't know that. And I didn't know it until I was going to like look for a plant and there was a stand. But I just think, why are we spending 10, like, because now that's half of your gift. You
yeah.
wanted a
Literally
card for your birthday, that's half of your gift right there because $10 is wild.
wild.
But like, okay, so speaking about kind of crafting and stuff like that, are there certain activities that we do or that y'all do with your kid or certain things? Like I feel like just as last year, I saw all the baking and all
Yes.
this and all of that. Like what do you do with Legacy during this time?
So around holidays, I since she's still small, I like to do things with her hands or her feet. Like that, my family loves that. So for a lot of holidays, we've done the like air dry clay. And so I've done her hand, but like I'll make it into something. So for Halloween, I made little ornaments of her hand, but I turned them into ghosts. For Christmas, I did the same thing, but they were Santa Claus. Like I just tried to tailor it to the holiday, and since my family is so like infatuated with her. They don't care what it is. They don't care what it is. They love a homemade gift. I felt like the year we made the clay Santas, I kid you not, I felt like I made at least 10 of them.
Oh
Like
my
every time I
goodness.
turned around, someone was like, I want one, I want one, I want one. Like, and it's it really is a low cost gift. Like the clay itself, I think you could get it for like $6 at Target or Walmart. And then paint is a few cents depending on where you go. And you really it's just their skills too. And I feel like when it's a grandbaby, they don't care what it looks like. Like they really
Wait.
don't care.
So, do you think y'all know my mom? You think my mom would go for me giving her a clay structure of Lyric's foot this year?
Listen,
Because I
no.
actually am now tempted. That
Listen,
foot
that's what
is
I
a
was gonna
size
say.
like 9.
That's what I was just gonna say. I do not think that they would accept like a size 10 foot. I think that it's more so like newborn 2T, 4T. Like I think even this year I'd be pushing it with she wears a 4T. I think I would be pushing it with her little foot.
No, they getting
Um
a foot. They getting
like
a
it
foot
gets
this
I
year.
think it definitely gets to a point. um
Don't do this again.
but no, I was literally just about to say, like, I don't know, like, while she's still little, I'll try to get what I can. But even for Mother's Day, like, if you look online, there's a lot of really low cost digital downloads. So for Mother's Day one year, I did like a newspaper um
I copied.
article. Yeah, I did. I shared it with Divine because it was literally only like five. I think when I downloaded it, it was like $5 at the time because it was a deal. You download it, you print it out wherever it makes sense to print it out, and you can customize it. Like obviously before you download or print it, you customize it. So you put like the names of the people that you're giving it to, you put your own pictures. And then once I had it printed out, I made hand flowers. So like I made a bouquet of flowers but out of Legacy's hand. And I just wrapped them, like I glued them to pipe cleaners and I just wrapped them in the newspaper and it was like a little bouquet of flowers. And my
That's
mom
so
was
cute.
in love, like she loved it so much. And anytime she has it in her office at work, anytime somebody comes into her office, she shows them and she's bragging to them about it. And I love stuff like that and I love giving stuff like that, especially when they're still little. So yeah, if you're like crafty, even if you're not crafty, because I used to feel the same way, Brandy. I was like, I'm not crafty at all. And then once I had Legacy, it was like, maybe I am crafty because I had to get like I had to use my resources. So
Yeah. There are a
yeah.
couple other things that, like, along those same lines that I think are really special and can be really cheap. Like, you know how you can go get those little figurines from the dollar store, like from wherever. It's like a little clay figurine.
Mhm.
One year I had Lyric paint it, and then she was in elementary school. So this is good for like elementary age kids when their feet are too big, I guess. But she painted this like structure and we like baked it and did whatever we need to do to make it glossy. And then she wrote she just drew some pictures and wrote some words. Like essentially she wrote a book about this character. It was like a little angel. And she wrote
Mhm.
some pages, drew some pages about it. And I just took pictures of it and I made like a little photo book. So my mom still has it, but that was a gift that like made them cry because it was an angel
Oh,
and it represented like, you know, faith and all the things. And then she
yes.
wrote this story about this angel. And to me, I was like, that was such a low hanging fruit, but it's so special because she was able to put so much time and energy
Hmm.
into it. And another thing we've done before, which is really fun, is like get 4 um picture frames from the dollar store. See
Hmm.
a theme here? From the dollar store. 4 picture frames. Put a picture in each one, glue them together, like with super glue, whatever. Glue them together into a box and throw some flowers in there. And like when
Oh,
they
wow.
yes,
Right.
it's so cute. You could even get like a little vase from the dollar store and like glue it in there or something. But it literally becomes a flower vase, but it's
Hmm.
pictures. And so my grandparents, I did that for my grandparents and they still have them up like in their house or
Oh.
whatever. And it's just so cute and so easy, so low stakes. Like you maybe spent $5 because you had to get
Hmm.
4 picture frames. You had to print out the pictures for 50
Hmm.
cents, you know. So yeah, I think those are really good.
That's really
Nice.
Good
smart.
ideas. Good nuggets.
I might check that out. No, but I want to know, are you guys talking to your kids about money? Is it inappropriate? Is it realistic? Because my daughter just thinks I'm a piggy bank. She be in the store like out loud with it too. And I be feeling like ashamed because she be like, Ma, it's only $30. Like you could do that. She's like, girl, not today I can't.
Yeah.
You better go look on that clearance rack like I am.
Right.
Hmm.
Like, when is the right time to introduce money to your kids? Because I used to think it was so cute. Like when my daughter was little, she used to love those little Kinder egg candies, whatever, and like it'd be like $1 something, and I would like hand her the money, and it would be such a cute interaction, her feeling like she paid for it. But now things are out of hand. Now she's like, "Oh, you used my money to buy this ice cream?" Like,
Hmm.
well, like when is the right time? What are you talking?
Yeah, I am definitely not talking to Legacy about money. She found a dollar bill on the floor in the grocery store yesterday, and she kept saying she had $500.
And she
Oh,
does.
So, right,
Rich.
period. So like there are no conversations with her happening about money. However, I have tried to talk about it in different ways. So like when she's with my parents, and I hate this so bad, but I've completely let it go. She gets whatever she wants. Like quite
Right.
literally she gets whatever she wants. And so she's gotten used to like going to the store and she's leaving with something.
mhm.
And so when she's with me, that's not how it happens. We'll go into the store for what I need and we'll walk out with what I need. And so just explaining to her, like, we're not getting a toy because you have XYZ at home. We're not getting that because you have one similar at home. We're not getting that because you don't, like, just trying to let her know, like, you don't need it. You don't need it right now. Or, well, maybe we'll think about it for Christmas, or maybe we'll think about it for your birthday. But, like, trying to get her out of the mindset of, like, every time you go to the store, you need something. Which, I mean, she's 3, so, like, the concept of money and
She
spending is
does need
just
something.
right.
She needs
She
it.
absolutely needs it. But yeah, that's how I'm kind of approaching it right now with her at this stage, is kind of like just reminding her what she already has and that she doesn't need it. And that's also helped me too. Um, because and that was another thing that I was going to point out. One of the things that I try to do with myself is, if it's not an immediate need, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I
Right.
started making coffee at home because I was looking at my bank statements and was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm spending $7 on a coffee every single day." And like adding that up and looking at the cost in a month. So just looking at like what's a need, what's not a need, and figuring out how to address it, or how to like get it from home, or if I already have it at home.
Yeah.
So,
I think kids are, I feel like I'm at a stage where I probably should be talking to her about money. But if I'm being honest, like, I don't even know what to share. Like, I'm just that's being very transparent. I don't know what to share in the sense that nobody talked to me about money. So I'm still
Mhm.
figuring it out. I don't even know what to share as far as like the bigger picture. But I think what Justice said is absolutely correct, that it's just the little things. And I think what's hard, so we know now that my child is in private school, right? That sounds very fancy and all the things, fine. Um, but that also comes with her having friends who have a very different lifestyle than we have. And so it's been a lot tougher because she wants, like, she's going to a birthday party tonight and she wants a new dress for it. And I'm like, but you have 7 dresses that you wore once, because a couple years ago, every time you went to a party, you needed a new dress. And I'm like,
yep.
you got to find a dress that's in there, because I'm not going to pay 30, 40, $50 for a dress. Right. And then
Hmm.
I ended up kind of going back on that and being like, okay, she's gonna have to feel comfortable. Fine, find a dress that's in the 20s. She didn't, so I got off the hook that way. But it's really just like, I hate having to penny pinch with her in those conversations. Like, okay, you can get this if it's under this or if it's under that, because I don't want her to think that she doesn't have, or that she's struggling, or that we're struggling. But I also need her to understand that, like, I'm not dropping $100, $200 in the store just because you say you want something.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing I would say is, like, as they get older now, she does get gift cards and money for birthdays, and has for the last couple of years. And so she has so many gift cards to everything. So even like a new backpack this year, she ended up spending her gift cards on it because it was like,
Mm.
I'm probably not going to buy anything else from this place. So here, I'll do this instead. And I'm like, oh, great, or she has
Mhm.
all this money. And so she's really frugal with her money. She keeps her money tight to her chest. My money is dispensable. It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep giving. So, I mean, I guess I would have a two-part to that question of how are we keeping up with the Joneses or how are we not? Because a lot of times, like around the holidays, I think what it doesn't make me anxious anymore, but what would make me anxious is opening social media and seeing people with like their
Mhm.
entire living room full of gifts. It's overflowing for like one or two kids, right? And that being the standard. And then everybody commenting under that, they're seeing pictures. And I'm thinking, like, I was wondering 5 or 10 gifts. Like, I was like, what's too much? And
Mhm.
so, how do we in other areas of our lives make sure that our kids, because as young parents or as a former young parent, I know that that's really important to us to make sure that we can show and prove that we are doing enough. How do y'all see that show up now, and then how do you combat that?
Mm. I close my eyes. Like that, but I think it's helpful when you have a village and or even just resources that partake as a village because it adds up. Like I mentioned earlier, maybe a gift or two from this program, a gift or two from this program, and
Mhm.
then a couple gifts that I got, and then immediately after, let's go to grandma's house. Let's see what gifts is under that tree. Oh, your uncle, let's go see what gifts is under that tree. And so like it's helpful when you have a village, but if resources are your village, I'd sign up for all 20 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even bother to look no more at other people or keep up with it because it's out of my control. It's just not my current situation. So why am I looking at that as some kind of standard when we're in completely two different walks of life and
Yeah.
our priorities are different. So it's like why stress myself out on purpose? My child is happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, I kind of take the same approach as Divine. I think in the beginning when Legacy was born, because because Christmas was such a core memory to me, I was like, I need to make sure it's a core memory for her. And then I kind of took a step back and was like, she actually gets to decide what her core memories are. I don't get to decide that for her, and I don't like I can set up a situation or set up an experience to hopefully become a core memory, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen that way. Um and so my I think what brings me a little bit of peace is knowing that she lives a really good life all year
Mm,
round. Like
yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky enough to give her a really fun life. And like Divine said, another thing, like I'm really lucky to have a great village that also helps contribute to that. Um, so for holidays, personally for me, I've taken the pressure off of myself of like she needs 30 gifts under the tree. I've also gotten so anxious with like an overwhelming amount of things, and so it really just doesn't help my mental health to know that she has like a like attic full of toys anymore. Before it was like she has so much stuff and she's gonna have 50 gifts to unwrap. Now it's more so like this is literally all junk, it's all clutter, it's gonna end up in the trash this time next year. And so trying to keep that in the back of my mind of like what things last and what things don't. Um and that's also helped me reframe like how I want to celebrate her birthdays and how I want to celebrate other little things throughout the year. But yeah, definitely just closing my eyes, honestly. I really I really try not to compare. I did in the beginning, like I said, when Legacy was first born, I was like making all of the boo baskets and the Valentine's Day gifts and all of that extra ness. And that's not to say that I won't do something little for her now for those things, but to me, it's really like in the everydayness of our lives. Like, what is the quality of her life on an everyday basis and not just one day of the year, every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so true. I love
Yeah.
that. I feel like we're in a good spot. I feel like we talked about a lot of different things, and you know, there's always more to talk about finances. But we've been doing this thing lately that is called like rapid fire. So we've been doing this thing where we say something and it's like this or that. So I feel like that would be fun to do now on this. So we'll just say quickly this or that. So the first one is DIY gifts or store-bought gifts.
DIY.
For me, it depends who it's for, but I would say stir bought.
Store-bought for my kid, DIY for everyone else.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, another one. Secret Santa or skip the exchange.
Secret Santa.
Say Secret Santa or Secret whatever. Like I know when Lyric was in gymnastics, it was Secret Sister. We know everybody celebrates
yeah.
different things. So Secret Buddy. Okay, the next one is Black Friday shopping or last minute gifter.
Neither. I'm shopping in the summer. I'm couponing in the summer. And I'm not doing that.
I'm a little bit of both. I'm definitely a big last minute shopper, but I do try to get a couple sales in when I can.
Yeah.
I'm 100% not doing Black Friday, but maybe Cyber Monday. Yeah, like you can see me Cyber Monday, but I'm definitely not. Although a lot of places are doing Black Friday online now.
Yeah.
But I'm not sleeping outside anywhere or fighting anybody for anything.
Yeah, Black Friday is not what it used to be at all.
No, I'm like, what? People are getting injured?
Yeah.
Could it be
You
me?
can have it.
No. You can have the TV.
Okay, one big gift or a bunch of little ones. I'm kind of into the bunch of little ones. I like to see a lot.
I'm going to say the one big gift. My dad always did this thing every single year where he bought us a big surprise gift. And he would always act like Santa Claus like forgot to leave it under the tree. So it was like in a random place in the house. So I think I would go with that one.
I think I'd say a bunch of little ones, just because I think for me, my kid likes to see multiple things, but definitely for birthdays, it's like one big thing. I would prefer to do like a trip or to do something like that for birthdays. But for Christmas, it's typically multiple little gifts, which she'd be opening and then looking like, okay, what's next? Nothing's next. Okay. I can wrap all this back up and we can start.
What's next is let's clean up.
Okay. The last one is, are we decorating the house for Christmas or for the holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate, in November or December?
The day after Thanksgiving, for sure.
Yes.
I would say the
100%.
same. And I get most of my decorations from the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. 100%. We decorate the day after Thanksgiving and we put it away the day after Christmas.
Oh, I love that for you.
Oh, mine might still be there.
Mine might still be up in January.
Yeah, no, like I can't. I have to. It has to be away because I can't go into the new year with like Christmas decor because Christmas is not in it. Like in my brain, it just makes sense. It has to be away. Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that this year. I'm gonna try and because my Christmas trees were down, but they were in their like boxes in my house until like probably June. Because why? Like that's ridiculous. You know, why are the bins just in the corner? Why am I still looking at the Christmas decoration?
My boyfriend's Christmas tree, it's still up to this day.
Oh. He's just ready. He's already ready.
I don't even like look in that corner of the living room because it pisses me off. Like I cannot look at it. So
just throw some bulbs on it. We're at this. When y'all are seeing this, we are 2 days away from Thanksgiving. So just put some.
I mean, at this point, yeah, I'll just go ahead and leave it up because. But yeah.
By the time you take it down, Christmas maybe tomorrow. Of the next year.
Right. I love it. Well, I feel like today was a really fun and light and, conversation. Again, my hope is that we can have more conversations about money that are light and not so stressful. But give us your tips. What are some gifts that you do? Because if y'all don't give me some like preteen gifts for the grandparents, they're definitely getting a foot. So give me some tips. What are we doing?
Mhm.
And I'm kicking her out of Secret Santa because she can't
Yes,
pay for her.
for sure.
Got it. Okay.
Hmm. Kick her
Until
out.
next time.
Until next time, y'all. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
If you enjoyed the Up
Bye.
podcast, please subscribe, share, and leave a comment.
And visit youngunitedparents.org for the information, community, and resources young moms and dads need to thrive.